ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्री चैतन्य मनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुश्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपकांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी ऋषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिय। पांचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for coming, for listening and having a discussion on this topic, training girls to become perfect wives. As you all know that on Saturdays we discuss on such topics because it's very important for all of us being women. It's very important that we should know that how a girl to be trained nicely to become perfect wives, and also for our progress also we should know that what qualities we should imbibe that we become perfect wives and good mothers. So this is a very important topic for all of us to discuss. So what is the need? Like the topic is training girls to become perfect wives. See, basically why we need to discuss all these things, why we need to discuss that how we become perfect wives, why we need to discuss that how we become perfect mothers, because because we all are practicing Krishna consciousness. So as the saying goes, a little labor done for Krishna is never lost, and but a greatest labor done for Maya is simply a waste of time. So whatever endeavor we are doing, whatever endeavor we are really executing to please Krishna is never lost. But whatever endeavor whatever labor, whatever hard work we are doing for Maya to satisfy our senses and to satisfy others' senses is simply a waste of time. So we all have gathered here to just listen that how we are going to train our girls to become perfect wives, and how we are going to train ourselves also. We are also all women, so how we should be a good wife so that we can help ourselves and our family to be Krishna conscious. So this is a very important topic. Okay. So the first thing is training girls to become perfect wives. So as we see in our day-to-day life that for everything, even in material world, training is required for everything. Even if you want to become good doctors, even if you want to become a good engineer or a lawyer or anything we want to be in this material world, training is required, right? I'm right? Okay. Somebody can on his cameras because I cannot see the faces of anybody here. Okay. So am I right? Training is required or not?
Yes, Mataji, training is required.
Yes. So you all agree that for everything, even if you are a student, even if we are a household, we are a housewife, or even if we are working mothers, for everything training is required. Okay. So as Prabhupada used to say, that this Krishna consciousness program is a training program. This or whatever we are doing, this is a training. This is a training for us to become good Vaishnavas, to become pure devotees of the Lord, so that we can go back home, back to Godhead. Even if we are chanting, even if we are doing some service for the Lord, these are all training of us. We all devotees are getting trained for what? We are all getting trained to go back home, back to Godhead, so that we can be there with the Lord. Okay, so actually, all this, whatever we are doing, this is a training. Prabhupada always used to say that we should train boys, we should train girls. The boys should be trained to become perfect brahmacharis, and girls should be trained to become perfect wives, to become chaste women. Okay, so these two aspects is very important. Okay, now we can think that why such trainings to become perfect wives is needed. Why we need to hear that how a girl should be trained. Because the thing is, just training to do different limbs of bhakti is not enough. We can have this doubt in our mind that why we shouldn't train our girls to chant properly, to do deity worship properly, to make garlands for the deities properly. Why this much training is not enough? Is this type of training not enough? Any other training is definitely required, or what? This type of doubt may arise in our mind. Okay. Why this training is not enough, that we are training our girls to become good devotees? Why is it required that we should inculcate such values of good, perfect wives, of good to become good mothers? This should be inculcated in our girls. This question can arise in our mind, right? Okay. Okay, Shreyata Mataji. Okay. So why this training is required? Because as we already discussed so many times in the classes, that we all are still on the bodily platform. We're not fully on the spiritual platform. 24 hours we are not thinking that we are uh, part and parcel of Krishna. We are servants of Krishna. We have not reached to that level. Our consciousness is not being elevated to that level that 24 hours we can think of Krishna. So because of that, because we are sometimes be on the sometimes or most of the times, because we are on the bodily platform, so we have to execute our bodily dharma. Okay, so that's why both the genders, whether it be boy or whether it be girl, both the genders need to be trained to become good householders or perfect brahmacharis, and for girls to become good wives or chaste women. Okay, so Prabhupada used to say in one of the classes, Prabhupada said that for ladies, if a woman is trained as a girl, if a woman is trained as a girl from the very beginning, that you should remain chaste, that is dharma. That is varnashram dharma. That is dharma, and that dharma is very much needed to become a human being. See, bhakti is meant for human beings. Bhakti is not meant for animals. So first we should know what is the dharma of a human being. We should execute the dharma what is required for a human being. Then only we can execute the principles of devotional service. So all these, what Prabhupada is telling, that a girl should be trained from the very beginning, that you should remain a chaste. And that chastity is the dharma for the ladies. Okay, so that is why we need to learn all these qualities. So first thing we should discuss is why such training is important or being talked about. Okay, so first thing that we need to discuss in this class is why such training is important and why these things are being talked about. Why we are not conducting the classes as I'm already conducting Gita classes. So why I am giving 3 days in a week. This class I've kept for ladies, specific topic I've kept, the training girls to become perfect wives. So why instead of discussing Gita and instead of discussing the pastimes of the Lord and different pastimes given in Srimad Bhagavatam, I have picked up this topic. Because even those who are reading Srimad Bhagavatam also in the 7th canto, Yudhishthir Maharaj is inquiring from Narad Muni that please tell the dharma for the householders. Please tell us what is the duties of a perfect householder, a perfect brahmana, a perfect kshatriya, vaishya, shudra, and what are the duties of a chaste woman? This Yudhishthir Maharaj, who is a pure devotee of the Lord, is inquiring from Narad. And these all things are given in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is considered to be the highest authority. Okay, so whatever we are discussing from the Shastras only. And that too from Srimad Bhagavatam, which is considered to be the Paramhamsa Samhita. Okay, so we should be glad that we are trying to acquire qualities, we are trying to get knowledge, and we are trying to execute that knowledge that which is written in Srimad Bhagavatam. We should be glad to hear all these things. Okay. So the thing is, why such training is important? So the first and foremost thing that we should know, as in the sloka in Srimad Bhagavatam comes, ki dharmam tu shakshat bhagavad pranitam. What is dharma? Dharma is that which is given by the Supreme Lord. Dharma is not which is made by the human being, Hindu dharma or Muslim dharma or Sikh dharma. No, that is not dharma. Dharma is what? Dharmam tu shakshat bhagavad pranitam. Dharma is that which is given by the Supreme Lord. That statements, that knowledge that is which is given by the Supreme Lord himself is dharma. And what the Supreme Lord is telling about the dharma of women, of ladies, that the first and foremost dharma of ladies is to be chaste wives. Because from there only everything comes out. That is the root cause for all the qualities that will come out in the ladies, that she should be chaste wives, faithful to their husband, subservient to their husband, submissive to their husband. This is the first quality that a wife should be inculcated. This is the first quality that should be imbibed in all the girls. And because of this lacking of training, see, so important this is, because of this lack of training to the girls, they are giving so many trainings, so many different trainings to the girls, and nowadays we are giving that she become like in front of a house, so many girls are coming to learn karate. They're learning how to do karate. They're learning how to do dance, different dance and all that. They're learning so many different things, but we are not training girls how to become good wives, how to become faithful to their husband. We are not training them in such a very important thing to the girls. Okay. Second thing is, okay, even from the why such training is important. First is, as we discussed, that is dharma. We should first of all teach our girls what is dharma, because in the absence of dharma, a human being is not different from an animal. He's equivalent to an animal. So first of all, from the beginning of the childhood, as it's given in the Shastras, as Prahlad Maharaj says, that Kaumaram Achret Pragyo. At the age of 5 years, a boy should be taught, should be sent to Gurukula, so that he learns from his Guru all the good qualities, so that he become a good character human being. He imbibes all the good qualities of submissiveness, of truthfulness, of austerity, simplicity, all the good qualities that a person should have. He should imbibe by going to Gurukula and learning from the Guru. Similarly, for girls, there's no Gurukul for girls. The only Gurukul for girls is home, and the Guru, who is the Guru for the girls? The first and foremost Guru is the mother. So mother has a very big responsibility to train the girls with all these good qualities. Okay. So first thing is that a girl should be taught to that what is the dharma for a woman. That is the first and foremost thing a girl should be taught. Then only she will be a good human being, and then only she can be a good devotee also. Because in the absence of dharma, if a person is not following dharma, how can he be a good devotee? How he or she can be a good devotee if he is following a dharma? Okay, so this is the first thing. Second thing, that from the material point of view also, if we see that from the material point of what are the landmarks of a materialistic person? What are the trademarks of a materialistic person? That he wants material opulences, he or she wants fame, he or she wants beauty, glory, respect. These are all the things which a materialistic person wants. Am I right? Am I right or not? A materialistic person, what a materialistic
Yes,
person
Mataji.
wants? Yes, a materialistic person wants material opulences, fame, beauty, glory, respect. All these things a materialistic person wants. So if we analyze those ladies who are chaste to their wives, for example, if we see in Srimad Bhagavatam, please mute yourself. If we see from Srimad Bhagavatam, the life of Devhuti, everybody must have read about the story of Devhuti from Srimad Bhagavatam. Anybody is there who has read about the story of Devhuti from Srimad Bhagavatam?
Yes, Mataji, I read.
Yes. Okay. So what we read in Srimad Bhagavatam about Devhuti, that she is the daughter of Swambhuva Manu. Okay. She is the wife of Kardam Muni.
Kardam.
Okay. She is the mother of Lord Kapila. Okay.
Kapil.
So now, as we see, if we analyze, this is only one lady. This I'm talking about the story of only one chaste lady. There are stories of many chaste ladies like that in Srimad Bhagavatam and also in Mahabharata, Ramayana, and so many scriptures. There are stories of so many chaste ladies. And Prabhupada often used to write in his purports that all the girls, all the women in Krishna consciousness, in ISKCON, all the devotees, all the women devotees should read about the characters of all these ladies. This is a clear statement of Srila Prabhupada that we should learn the life sketch. We should know the life sketch. of all these ladies, so that we can imbibe in our lives whatever qualities they have, how they used to pass their time, how they used to spend their time, how they used to do bhakti, how at the same time they used to execute their duties, prescribed duties properly. They used to keep their husband satisfied. Okay, so all these we should learn from Srimad Bhagavatam, from Mahabharata, from Rama, and so many other scriptures. So if we take the example of Devhuti, we see that from the point of view of being a daughter, she is glorious. From the point of being of a wife, she is glorious because she was the wife of Kardam Muni. From the if from the point of view of seeing a mother, she is glorious because she is the mother of Lord Kapila, who is the supreme Lord himself. Okay, so she is glorious from all the three aspects: being a daughter, being a wife, being a mother. From all the three aspects, she is glorious. Okay, now the point is whether she was a chaste wife. Yes, among the chaste wife, she is glorious, and because of that, the first and foremost quality that she had was she is the chaste wife of Kardam Muni. And because of that, because see if we analyze the life of Devhuti, she was the daughter of Swambhuva Manu, who was the emperor of the whole world. Despite being the daughter of Swambhuva Manu, who was the emperor of the whole world, she chose to be a wife of a sage, Kardam Muni, who used to live in a hut. Kardam Muni was not at all very rich person. He was simply a sage who was just practicing devotional service, living in a hut, simple hut. But then also, Devhuti chose to be the wife of Kardam Muni. When Swambhuva Muni went to the house of Kardam Muni to give his daughter's hand to Swambhuva Manu, to give his daughter's hand to Kardam Muni, when Swambhuva Manu went to Kardam Muni's hut to give his daughter's hand and pleaded to Kardam Muni that you please marry my daughter. Then Kardam Muni gladly accepted the hand of Devhuti because he knew that Devhuti was a chaste wife. She has all the qualities of a good woman. She has all the qualities of being a good wife. That's why Kardam Muni accepted Devhuti as a wife, not by seeing the beauty, not by seeing the that oh, she is the daughter of a big king, big emperor. Okay, so I will marry her, and I will get all the wealth. No, that was not the aim behind marrying Devhuti. And that Devhuti also married Kardam Muni. What was the basis? The basis was that while after marrying Kardam Muni, her devotion will increase. Because if she will marry a devotee husband, if she will marry a sage, then automatically by serving that husband, by serving the devotee husband, automatically her devotion will increase. Her purification will happen just by serving her husband, because her husband is elevated devotee. Okay, so this is how the marriage was conducted before. Before, the marriage was not conducted by seeing that oh, this boy is very well materially very sound, he has so much money, so many houses, so many land, his salary is so much. No, this was not the basis before. The basis of marrying a girl with a man was the character and what type of devotee a person is, what type of character he has. So Devhuti, despite being the daughter of Emperor Swambhuva Manu, she married Kardam Muni. And what she got? Whether she was in loss? No. If you see the life of Devhuti, she was 24 hours serving her husband with full surrenderance. 24 hours she served her husband. And what she got? What she was in loss? She was in some failure? Yeah, did she lose anything? No. She didn't lose anything. After marrying Kardam Muni, after serving Kardam Muni with full heart, she satisfied Kardam Muni. Kardam Muni was totally satisfied by Devhuti's service. And what she got? She got the benediction that now she will get a son who is the Supreme Lord himself, who is the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, that is Kapila Dev. So this is the greatest, that is the biggest benediction a woman can have, that his son is a devotee of the Lord. And here we can see in the life of in the life of Devhuti that after serving her husband with the heart's content, she got Kapil Muni as her son. And after that, she got all the opulences. Her husband was so much satisfied with Devhuti that after serving her husband gave her a big palace to live. That story comes in Srimad Bhagavatam, that Devhuti went with the husband the whole world in a big chariot, big palace made by her husband, being satisfied by her service. Okay, so whether she was in loss? No, she was not in loss. There was no loss inside of Devhuti. Okay, so if we talk from the material point of view also, that being a chaste wife, a lady can get everything from the material point of view. Devhuti got everything. She got material opulence. She got fame. Still, we are talking about Devhuti. After so many years have passed, still that story of Devhuti and Kardamuni comes in the pages of Srimad Bhagavatam. Does any lady here got so much respect, so much fame? If we see in the material world, those ladies who are in big positions, who are CAs, who are doctors, who are engineers, sitting on big seats, chairmen of big company, do they get so much respect and fame as Devhuti has got? Am I right or wrong? Yes. Anybody wants to say on this thing? Anybody wants to comment? If we see the life of Devhuti, what she lose? What by being a chaste wife, she got everything. You see, she got material opulences also. She got fame. She got respect. She got beauty. She got glory. After so many years have passed, still we are glorifying Devhuti because of her chastity. Is any woman is there in this material world that who has sat in big positions, who have got big degrees, and after 100 years or after 50 years of passing away of that lady, we are still talking about her? Is there a lady? Is there? No. After so many, yes. But we are talking of Devhuti. Why? Because she was very chaste to Kardamuni. Because of her chastity, she is glorified. Similarly, if we see the wife of Mandodari, who was the wife of Ravana, Ravana was a big Rakshasa, but still Mandodari is glorified. Mandodari comes in the list of chaste women. Why? Because she is glorified of her chastity with Ravana. That despite Ravana was a big Rakshasa, despite Ravana has all the bad qualities, but still Mandodari remained chaste to Ravana. Mandodari didn't quit her husband. Till the last breath she was there. So because of that quality, Mandodari, despite being the wife of a Rakshasa, she is glorified. Okay, getting my point? Okay, now, okay, so third point, why such training is important. So third point is, even if we see from the angle of social welfare or from the angle of humanitarian work, even if we see from that angle, what Prabhupada says in Bhagavad Gita 1.40 per part, Prabhupada says that good population in the country depends upon the good population in the human society is the basic principle for peace, prosperity, and spiritual progress in life. Unless and until there is peace and prosperity there in society, how can a person think of spiritual progress? It's very difficult. Without peace and prosperity in the society, how can a person think of spiritual progress? And Prabhupada says that this peace and prosperity in the society, this depends upon the chastity and faithfulness of the women. Because good population depends upon the chastity of a woman. The whole Varnashram Dharma is designed that we get good population. And this good population, because who is the source of population? Who is the source of all this progeny? Women is the source of all this progeny, na? Women is giving birth to children. Okay, so Prabhupada says in Bhagavad Gita 1.40 per part, if you read Bhagavad Gita 1.40 per part, Prabhupada says that good population in human society is based on the chastity and faithfulness of the women. Okay, so now if we talk about the social welfare activity, that how we can do social welfare in this society, isn't it a big social welfare that we being chaste to our husbands? If we being chaste to our husband, we can give good population, and this good population will create a very good peaceful structure in the society, and this will help everybody to do spiritual progress. This can help everybody to do spiritual progress. So see how important our chastity matters. How important is that we become chaste and faithful to our husbands, because that will yield good population in the society. Now what we are seeing, because women are women are losing their chastity, because of that we are seeing everywhere Varna Shankara population. Okay, because of that there is so much chaos in the society. There's so much corruption in the society. We cannot, the society is gradually become very difficult for us to do our Krishna, to practice our Krishna consciousness, to practice our bhakti. It's becoming, just previously I gave this lecture, modern culture and Krishna consciousness go ill together. The modern society is gradually becoming very incompatible for our practicing Krishna consciousness. Why? Why this population is getting day by day more corrupted and more, why there's so much chaos in the society? Because the women is getting polluted. The women is gradually getting polluted. What is the reason behind? Because they're not married at the right age. There's so much intermingling of girls with boys. The women is freely mixing with the opposite sex. So what will happen? Because Prabhupada clearly says that women are very prone to degradation, because women are very soft-hearted by nature. They are emotionally very weak. So because of that, the men easily pursued the women. Men can easily allure the women. They are like children. In Shastras, women are compared to children. As children can be easily allured, so women can also be easily allured. So that's why, according to Manu Samhita, women should always be given protection. When they are girls, they should be protected by their father. After marriage, they should be always protected by their husband. And when the husband leaves the house and takes sannyas, or leaves the house and become a vanprasthi, then the women's wife should be protected by their sons. So at never any stage of the life, women should be freely mixing with the opposite sex. She should always be protected. This is what the Shastras say. Why? Because women are patanomukhi. This is what the word used in the Shastras. They are very prone to degradation like children. So they always needs guidance and protection. Okay. So because of that, because as we see in the present day society, there is so much mix because of the free culture, because there is no training among girls, because of their dressing, there no training, no qualities, no good qualities in the girls. They are freely mixing with the opposite sex, and because of that, there is the whole population is getting corrupted. We are getting Varna Shankar Praja. So this is a very big responsibility we are all having, that we should, being chaste and faithful to our husbands, we should get good sons, good daughters, and we should train them properly, so that we shouldn't be responsible for such bad population. At least we shouldn't contribute to such populations. Okay, so this is very important. Now, the next point to be discussed is how training helps. We already discussed that why such training is important. Why such training is important? Because that is dharma. Second is, from the material point of view also, such training is very important. And third is, from the social welfare or humanitarian point of view also, such training is very important. Okay. Now, another point is how this training helps. How such type of training to the girls helps. First thing is, what Shastras say? Shastras says that women are Vama Swabhava. Vama Swabhava. What is the meaning of Vama Swabhava? That women are soft-hearted by nature. By nature, they are soft-hearted. Even if you see that if somebody has a girl and a boy, a daughter and a son, from the beginning, if you see a girl, that she must be very soft-hearted by nature. God has made girls in such a way that by nature they are soft-hearted. They are very emotional, they are soft-hearted. So when such soft-hearted nature women are trained to become chaste, naturally they become faithful wife and affectionate mothers. Okay, so when we train the girls, because of their soft-heartedness, when we train the girls to become chaste, so naturally they become faithful wives and affectionate mothers. And when we have such affectionate wives and faithful wives and affectionate mothers, in the house there will be happiness and peace. And when in the house there will be happiness and peace in the house, automatically the atmosphere is congenial for spiritual advancement. Okay, so see, such a big responsibility is on the wives, that if she keeps in the house atmosphere of happiness and peace, so it will be congenial for all the members of the family to do spiritual progress, to do spiritual practice, to practice Krishna consciousness. How can a person practice Krishna consciousness if there is a atmosphere of tension and uh, what we can say, it's always there is an atmosphere of tension in the house, atmosphere of unhappiness in the house between the members. Okay, so it all depends upon the wife. The wife plays a very important role, that she keeps in the house atmosphere of happiness and peace, so that all the members of the family can very nicely practice Krishna consciousness. It all depends upon the women. Second thing is how the training helps, that how this training is helping service to the husband. What we are training, what type of training we are giving? We are giving the training that you have a service attitude towards your husband. Okay, so what happens by this service attitude? By what in Krishna consciousness, what is required? What is the meaning of bhakti? Bhakti means service. Our whole Krishna consciousness is based on service only, na? So if this type of mood is inculcated in our girls, that service mood is inculcated in our girls, that you have this service attitude toward your husband. Okay, and especially if the husband is a devotee of the Lord, then that will be pleasing to Krishna, isn't it? If we have a service attitude towards our husband, and if our husband is a devotee of the Lord, isn't that be pleasing to Krishna? Because what is our philosophy? What Krishna says? Krishna says that if somebody claims to be my devotee, then he is not my devotee. But if somebody says that he is a devotee of my devotee, then he is actually my devotee. So if the wife is serving her husband very nicely, and if the husband is a devotee of the Lord, isn't the Krishna be pleased by that service? Yes, Krishna will be pleased by that service. Okay, so that is a very important, that we should keep in our mind. Sometimes the wife thinks that, okay, the whole day is my I'm passing my whole day doing that thing, doing this thing, do this household chores is taking my whole day. My 24 hours is just spending in this household chores. But you should know that this is also one type of service, because the house belongs to your husband. The master of the house is your husband, and you are serving the husband who is a devotee of the Lord, who is a servant of Krishna, and you are serving your husband who is a devotee of Krishna. Then automatically Krishna will be pleased by your service, and that is what bhakti is. Bhakti is doing activities which is pleasing to Krishna. So we are already doing that, what is pleasing to Krishna. But nowadays the problem is that we are doing devotional service, but we want to do it in the way what is pleasing to us. We want to do devotional service, we want to do bhakti, but we want to do it in a way that is pleasing to us. We don't think that we have to do devotional service in the way, in a manner that is pleasing to Krishna, not that is pleasing to us. Am I right? Kushu Mataji,
Yes,
am I right?
Mataji.
Yes,
Yes,
Shweta
Mataji.
Mataji. Isn't it? We want to do devotional service. We want, definitely, we all are eager to practice Krishna consciousness. Definitely, we all are eager to do bhakti. But isn't it, we want to do it in a manner, in a way that is pleasing to us? Do we ever care to think that, oh, no, 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 I will sacrifice this because this will not be pleasing to Krishna. I have to be subservient to my husband because that is pleasing to Krishna. So I have to do it. Even if it's not satisfying my ego, Even if it's not satisfying, if it's not pleasing to my heart, but I have to do it. Why? Because Krishna will be pleased by this. If we keep this mood in the center, then all our problems, all our marital problems, whatever is there between husband and wife will go away. Because if we keep because the root cause of all problem is our satisfying our desires. If we keep the desire of Krishna in the center, if we keep the desire of Krishna in the center, that what Krishna desire, I will mold my life according to it. If we keep that in our mind 24 hours, then whatever problems we are facing in our marital life, that will simply go away. Okay, am I right or wrong? Because most of the videos are off. I cannot see anybody. I just, that's why I'm asking again and again. Am I right? What do you all think? Anybody wants to say anything about this? That if we keep whatever problems we
Yes,
are facing
our
now.
personal.
Yes, Shweta Mandal.
Yes, our
Yes, Shweta
personal
Mandal.
desire actually made misunderstanding instead
Yes,
of Krishna's desire.
yes. If we study the scriptures and if we study the scriptures, if we study the Shastras, if we study Srimad Bhagavatam properly, why Srila Prabhupada has written all these scriptures? Why Srila Prabhupada has day and night worked hard in writing the purports of all the slokas in Bhagavad Gita, all the verses of Srimad Bhagavatam, all the verses of Chaitanya Charitamrita? Why? So that we have the knowledge of what to do and what not to do according to the scriptures, so that we can mold our life according to the scriptures. This is the first primary duty of a devotee. That the first duty of a devotee is he has to mold his life according to what Krishna wants us to do. We are devotee, we all are practicing. That is true, that is right. But the thing is, when we have to analyze ourselves, that whether we want to practice Krishna consciousness in a way what Krishna wants us to do, or in a manner what is pleasing to us. But what is actually bhakti? Bhakti is what is defined by the Lord. Bhakti we have to perform according to what the Shastras say. We cannot perform bhakti whimsically. We cannot perform bhakti the way we want it to do. No. We have to perform bhakti even if it is just crashing our false ego, just hurting our false ego. Then also we have to keep our false ego low, and we have to execute bhakti. We have to do our dharma. Why we have to do our dharma? Why we are talking so much about chastity? Because that is what Krishna wants us to do. If we see the Srimad Bhagavatam verse in the 7th canto, what Narad Muni is telling Yudhishthira Maharaj about Stri Dharma? There is a very nice verse which defines the chastity of women. If you see the 7th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, Narad Muni is defining what is the meaning of chastity of women. To render service to the husband, to be equally disposed toward the husband's relatives and friends, to be always clean and nicely dressed, to keep the house clean. This is all the meaning of chastity of women. This is not what I am saying. This is what is written in Srimad Bhagavatam. And being a devotee of the Lord, as we all say that we all are practicing Krishna consciousness, why these things hurt us? Why we don't want to hear all these things? Why we just want to hear the pastimes of the Lord or the Krishna's different pastimes? But when such things comes regarding this, which is also written in Srimad Bhagavatam itself. In Srimad Bhagavatam, so many pastimes of the Lord are there in the 3rd canto, in the 7th canto, Prahlad Maharaj Nrsimhdev's Leela is there. In the 9th canto, Rama's incarnations, Rama's pastimes are there. In the 10th canto, so many pastimes of the Lord is there. Krishna has killed so many demons, and Krishna's pastimes with the gopis, and Krishna's lifting of the Govardhan hill. So many pastimes are there in Srimad Bhagavatam. But this, what I'm telling about Stri Dharma, this is also there in Srimad Bhagavatam itself in the 7th canto. And this is what also Narad Muni is telling to Yudhishthira Maharaj. This is all based on the authority, highest authority. Narad Muni is a pure devotee of the Lord, and Yudhishthira Maharaj is also a pure devotee, and they are conversing. That Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking questions about dharma. of the Brahmana, of a Kshatriya, of a Vaishya, of a householder, of a woman. So Narad Muni is telling all these things. So from there only we are discussing. So why listening, or whenever we try to discuss that we should be chaste to our husband, we should serve our husband, we should keep the house clean, we should dress nicely. When such points come, generally we think that, oh, this is just this is just hammering on our heads. Why we think like this? This is also dharma, na? And this is also what Krishna wants us to do. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he propagated the Sankirtan Yagya. He said that in Kali Yuga, the only way to do bhakti is to chant the holy name of the Lord. This is also Krishna has told us. But this dharma, this three dharma, this is also what Krishna has told us. So while listening to that, we feel very irritated. This is also what Krishna wants us to do. And chanting also Krishna wants us to do. So when we execute the principles of devotional service, we feel glad. But when the question comes of following the dharma, that we should be subservient to our husband, we should be equally disposed to our husband's relatives, friends, we should keep the house clean, we should nicely dress. This is all what is written in Srimad Bhagavatam only. So we should equally be enthusiastic to implement all these. We should equally be, we should show our readiness in executing all these principles also, along with practicing Krishna consciousness. Because this is part of Krishna consciousness only. Without following dharma, how can we practice bhakti? Practicing dharma, following dharma is the prime responsibility of a human being. How can a person without following dharma practice bhakti? We have to follow our dharma. This is again and again, if you read Bhagavad Gita, as I'm taking Gita classes, I'm repeatedly, we can see that Arjun doesn't want to execute his dharma. As a Kshatriya, his dharma is to fight. His dharma is that he is to protect his citizens. He has to fight against adharma. That is the dharma of a Kshatriya. That is the prescribed duty of a Kshatriya. And what Arjuna is telling, no, I don't want to fight. I want to live a life of a mendicant. That means I want to live a life of a Brahmana. I can live by begging, but I will not kill my relatives. But what Krishna is telling, does Krishna agree with what Arjuna told? No. Krishna doesn't agree with what Arjuna told. As generally what we say, that, oh Krishna, by getting frustrated with this household chores and dealing with our husbands and husbands' relatives, we sometimes become very frustrated. We say to the Lord, oh Lord, I don't want to do all these things. I just want to chant your holy name in a secluded place. I just want to do bhakti. I don't want to perform all these duties. This is exactly what Arjuna is telling to Krishna. But does Krishna agree with it? No. Krishna doesn't agree with it. That means that our thinking is wrong. Krishna doesn't want us to do like this. Krishna doesn't want to do like what Krishna told to Arjuna. No, you have to perform your prescribed duties and simultaneously you remember me. This is what Krishna advised to Arjuna, that you have to perform your prescribed duties of a Kshatriya. You have to fight Arjuna. You have to fight for me. Earlier, what Arjuna was thinking? Arjuna was thinking on the bodily platform. See, these are my relatives. He is my guru. He is my teacher. He is my grandsire. This is what Arjuna was. He was thinking on the bodily platform. He was thinking on the sensual platform. But what Krishna said, no, you don't think like this. You only simply think that this is an order from my side. This is an order from the Lord. Then this karma will not bind you. Similarly, we also have to, being a woman, so many difficulties comes in our life. While following our prescribed duties, so many ups and downs comes in our life. But we have to think that because Krishna wants us to do it, we have to tolerate it. We have to just tolerate it and do our prescribed duties, not thinking of whether it will be, I will get success or failure. I will get glory or fame. I will not think anything. I will just do my prescribed duties. And along with that, I will practice my bhakti, because this is what Krishna wants me to do. Matra spashastu panteya sitoshna sukha dukadaha agama paino nityastam stitikshasya bharata. Oh Arjuna, tolerate this dualities which is coming on you, because this happiness and distress are like coming and going of the winter and summer season. So you tolerate it. If you tolerate it, then you will be spiritually elevated. So this is the reason why we have to perform this prescribed duty of sati dharma, because this is all what is given in the shastras. Okay, so our point was, what was our point? Our point was that how this training helps. So first point was that because of such training, a lady becomes very faithful and chaste to their husband. She becomes affectionate mothers, and in our house, you can keep atmosphere of happiness and peace, which is very congenial for spiritual progress. Okay. Second point was she inculcates in her a mood of service to the husband. Okay, that is also very important. And third is chaste wives helps a man to attain the 4 goals of marriage life. What is the 4 goals of marriage life? Dharma, Artha, Kam, and Moksha. Dharma, Artha, Kam, and Moksha. How? Because by doing by Artha, accumulating wealth and doing sense gratification, keeping basis Dharma. Keeping Dharma as the basis, a person achieves liberation. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. What is the meaning of Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha? By keeping Dharma as the basis, a person accumulates wealth. He do economic development, and by that Artha, he do Kama. That is sense gratification. And by keeping Dharma as the basis and doing Artha and Kama, he gets Moksha. That is liberation. So in performing dharma, who will help the husband in performing dharma? The wife will perform, wife will help. So the chaste wife, if the wife is chaste, he helps the husband to perform dharma. Okay, so by doing it, it's very easy for the husband to attain liberation. So a chaste wife helps the husband in attaining the 4 goals of life, that is dharma, artha, kam, and moksha. So that is also very important, and that also helps the husband if his wife is chaste. Okay, now okay, 5 o'clock is there. Now we will focus on some points that in what aspects training should be given. Our next point is, we already talked about the training is very important and how training helps. Okay, now our third point is in what aspects training should be given, how we can train, and what qualities should be imbibed in a girl after training. So this point we will discuss from Mahabharata, where there is a conversation between, this is a very famous conversation between Draupadi and Satyabhama. Okay, there is a very famous, everybody must be knowing this conversation. There is a very famous conversation between Draupadi and Satyabhama. Anybody has heard this conversation between Draupadi and Satyabhama? Anybody has heard before?
No, Mataji, I have not heard.
Nobody has heard? Khushbu Mataji, have you heard? Okay, no problem. We will discuss. There is a very famous conversation. Anybody has heard this conversation?
Yes, Mataji.
Who has heard?
लक्ष्मी प्रिया की मम्मी बोल रही हूँ.
Yes. Okay, no problem. Okay. So somebody must have heard. Okay, this is a very famous. Yes, Kushbu Mataji also has heard. This is a famous conversation between Draupadi and Satyabhama. Actually, what happened? Once Krishna, along with his wife Satyabhama, who is the eternal consort of Lord Krishna, went to meet Draupadi and the Pandavas. Okay, so when Satyabhama met Draupadi, the first question that was in the mind of Satyabhama was that, Draupadi, you are the wife of 5 husbands. Okay, I am a wife of only one husband, Lord Krishna, and you are a wife of 5 husbands. But still I see that all your husbands are very much happy and satisfied with you. Okay, so her question was, Satyabhama question was very relevant to us actually. We also, yes, Shreyata Mata, you heard? Yes, okay. So the question was actually very, Yes, yes. So the question is very relevant to us actually. What we see, what we generally think when we serve our husbands, this question arises in our mind also. So what was the question of Satyabhama when she met Draupadi? That by what behavior that you are able to rule the sons of Pandu and who are themselves great heroes. So the question was that by what way that your husbands are such great heroes, they are Pandavas, your husbands are such great heroes. So by what behavior you always win the heart of your husband. There is no quarrel. The husband is always satisfied with you. They are never angry with you. They are so obedient to you. They never get angry with you. They are very submissive to you, and always they are considerate to you. They are always considerate to you. They are always caring to you. So what is your behavior? What you are doing that your husband is so much controlled by you? So they were very curious to know about these things. कि क्या करते हो तुम, ऐसा क्या करती हो कि तुम्हारे हस्बैंड हमेशा तुमसे खुशी रहते हैं? ये चीज हमारे दिमाग में बहुत आती है. दिस इज अ वेरी कॉमन नोशन दैट कम्स इन आवर माइंड कि क्या, जैसे whenever we see others wife and husband is always very happy and whatever the wife is telling the husband is doing it, very obedient, very submissive. So we think that अरे ये वाइफ ऐसा क्या करती है कि इसका हस्बैंड इतना खुश रहता है, हमेशा कभी उसको डांटता नहीं है, कभी गुस्सा नहीं करता है, ऐसा what she is doing. This is a very common notion that comes in our mind. The first, actually, this is a common thing that comes in the mind of all the wives. So this is the first question asked by Satyabhama to Draupadi. Hey, oh Draupadi, you are the wife of 5 husbands, but then also all the 5 husbands are very happy, satisfied with you, and I am the wife of only one husband, Krishna. Then also Krishna sometimes get angry with me, agitated with me, and we have sometimes fight with each other. So what is the secret behind? So Draupadi told all the secrets to Satyabhama, which is not relevant to actually Satyabhama, but she is telling these secrets for us. That what we should do, that there will always be a good relationship between the husband and the wife. What we should inculcate in our life. Some tips we can definitely learn from Draupadi's instructions. Okay. So first thing what Draupadi said is that, which is very interesting to know, that first thing she said that I always think that the eternal good or virtue for women is that which is based on regard for the husband. So first thing that Draupadi said to Satyabhama is that the first thing that I always think in our mind is that कि सबसे बड़ा धर्म एक स्त्री के लिए है कि वो अपने हस्बैंड के लिए हमेशा सम्मान रखती है. She always keeps regard for the husband. This is the first eternal good or virtue for the woman, is that which is based on regard for the husband, that she never disrespect, she always keep regard for the husband. Okay. Second is, I always think that for me there is no other refuge. मेरे हस्बैंड के अलावा मेरे पास कोई refuge नहीं है. There is no other refuge. There is no other shelter for me apart from my husband's. Generally, when the fight is there between husband and wife, we say, okay, I will go away. There are so many others. I have so many shelters apart from you. I have my mother. I have my father. I have my brother. They can keep me very well. I don't want you now. But what Draupadi is saying that I always think that always make my husband feel that there is no other refuge apart from you. मेरे पास आपके अलावा कोई shelter नहीं है. This I always make them feel. Okay. Third is, I never in sleeping or eating or adoring myself. Never in sleeping or eating or adoring. मतलब when I decorate myself, never at myself act against the wishes of my husband, and always guarded by my husband's. मतलब I never go against the wishes of my husband. मैं अपने husband के wishes के against कभी नहीं जाती हूँ. Either by eating or sleeping or adoring myself. Even I decorate my body, whatever sari I am wearing, whatever shringar I am doing, I always think that, oh, this is how my husband will be pleased, and this type of sari my husband likes, that's why I am wearing. This color is very fond to my husband, that's why I am wearing. So this is how the Draupadi feels. when she dress herself. Whatever dress she, whatever decorating substance she is using, she always feels that, okay, my husband wants to see me like this, I'm dressing like this because it's pleasing to my husband. Okay, so this is what. Then what Draupadi is saying, I never speak ill of my relatives and my mother-in-law. I never speak ill of any relative. मैं अपने कभी रिश्तेदारों के बारे में खराब नहीं बोलती हूँ, अपनी सास के बारे में खराब नहीं बोलती हूँ, मैं अपने कोई रिश्तेदारों के बारे में किसी के सामने जाके never speak ill of anyone in front of the relatives, in front of anybody. Okay, so then what she's telling, my husband have become obedient to me because of my readiness. So how my husband has become obedient to me? What is the secret? What she's telling, that my husband has become obedient to me because of my readiness, my मेरे लग्न को देखकर, मेरी मेरी उनके प्रति उनको जो सेवा करने की जो लग्न है मेरे अंदर, the readiness, the enthusiasm to serve them, and the humility with which I serve is making my husband obedient to me. See the secret what Draupadi is saying to Satyabhama, that the labor which I do to serve them, the hard work which I do to serve them, the readiness which I show, the enthusiasm which I show to serve them, and the humility, these three things which I show to serve them makes my husband obedient to me. These are the three things which she is telling. The diligence, that means the struggle, that means that hard work. And second is the zeal, that is the enthusiasm. And the third is the humility with which I serve them. These three things are making my husband submissive to me, making my husband obedient to me, making my husband considerate to me. Okay. Apart from this, there are also 6 or 7 things which she said, which we will discuss, and then we will take whatever comments you want to say. So first thing, another thing what she is telling, what Draupadi is telling to Satyabhama, that keeping aside vanity, sabhi prakar ke घमंड, keeping aside pride, whatever pride I have because of my father's, because of my parental background, because of my degree, because of my education, whatever pride I have, keeping aside my pride and controlling my desire and anger, I always serve with devotion my husband, the sons of the Pandu, along with their other wives. Because at that time, the Pandavas have many other wives also. Na? So what Draupadi is telling, that keeping aside my pride, I keep aside my pride. Whatever pride I have because of my beauty and because of my parental background, because of my opulence, what I have in my father's house, whatever, because of that, whatever pride I have, because of my degree, because of my education, whatever pride I have, I keep all this pride aside, and controlling my own desire and my anger, I serve my husband with devotion. This is the quality what Draupadi is telling to Satyabhama. Second is restraining jealousy. Sometimes our wives are also jealous to their husband, na? Because of something or the other. The wives also feel jealousy to their husband because maybe some husband, the wife is also working, the husband is also working. So husband have good position, good salary. So the wife is jealous to the husband because of some reason or the other. So what Draupadi is telling, that restraining jealousy with deep devotion and heart, without a sense of degradation at the service I perform. So in the service, I perform with the utmost care. Whatever service I do, I perform service with utmost care and perfection. जो भी सेवा मैं करती हूँ, I try to perform with utmost care and perfection upon my husbands. Okay, these are the 2 things. Third, I never eat or sleep until my husband has eaten or slept. These things are really difficult to inculcate, bring in our lives. But definitely we should know that what is the secret behind keeping our husbands controlled. This is the secret behind how Draupadi is keeping her husbands always contented and satisfied. Yeah, definitely it's difficult for us to do all these things, everything in our life, but still we can inculcate some or the other things in our lives. So what Draupadi is saying, that I never bathe I never eat or sleep until my husband has eaten or slept. मैं कभी उनके पहले खाना नहीं खाती हूँ, मैं कभी उनके पहले सोती नहीं हूँ, unless my husband has slept or eaten. Okay. whether he is returning from the field or the forest or the town or anywhere, from anywhere they are returning home, I hastily stand up and show respect to my husbands by offering them water and a seat. जब भी मेरे husband नौकरी से आते हैं, I immediately, with a smiling face, with a smile on my face, I welcome my husband, which is very difficult nowadays. Yes, Khushbu Mataji, is it difficult or not? Yes, it's very difficult. Whatever, whenever our husbands return from the office or from anywhere, from their jobs or from their work or from farm or anywhere they return, the wife should be there with a smile on his face, with a sweet word spoken, with a glass of water, with a seat. She should just respect the husband at that time, especially when the husband returns home after getting tired from their jobs and like they are very tired with mingling with so many people in the office, with their bosses. So when they return home, they want to have some atmosphere of like happiness, some atmosphere of soothing words from the wife. They want that thing from the wife, that a wife should be pleasing, soft spoken. ऐसा नहीं कि घर आए और घर आते ही वाइफ बोले अरे आप ये नहीं लाए, क्यों नहीं लाए, ये नहीं लाए, आप ये देखो आपको पता नहीं है, ये वो. तो द हस्बैंड सेज अरे बाप रे, ऑफिस में भी बॉस का सुनो, घर में आके वाइफ परेशान, वेयर शुड आई गो? Okay, so this shouldn't happen. So what Draupadi is telling, that whenever my husband is returning from the field or the forest or the town, anywhere, I simply respect my husband by giving him seat or a water to drink, or anything with a smile on the face, or speaking sweetly, politely. Okay, what next? I always keep the house and all the household articles and the food that is to be taken well ordered and clean. So I keep all the household articles, my whole house neat and clean. I prepare the food very cleanly, very with utmost care. I prepare the food, whatever food I am preparing, and offer it to my husband. Okay. Next is, and serve the husband the food at a proper time. This is also very important, that I serve खाना एक समय पर मैं देती हूँ. ऐसा नहीं कि 2 बजे खाना बोले तब 4 बजे खाना मिले. This also irritates the husband. So Draupadi is telling that, and I serve the husband food at a proper time. Okay. Next, I always refrain from laughing loudly. I always refrain from laughing loudly and indulging in high passion, and from anything that may give offense. So whatever things is displeasing to my husband, I refrain. I don't do it. Whatever things which I feel that my husband will not like, I don't do it. I just simply sit at my house. Okay. Next, when my husband leaves home for the sake of any relative, then I renounce putting flowers on my hair or fragrant paste on my body. And when my husband returns, then I dress myself again. So this is also very important, that this is also actually Vedic culture, that when the husband is at home, the wife should dress very nicely, and so that the husband feels good looking at his wife, he feels attracted to his wife. And when the husband has gone for a few days out to relatives' house or for any function or anywhere, then the wife shouldn't dress nicely. She shouldn't put flowers in her hairs or anything like that. As in South India, we generally put flowers in our hairs or fragrance on our body, because she shouldn't attract anybody. Apart from her husband, her dressing should only be for the pleasure of the husband and not for anybody else. Okay. So this is what Draupadi is telling, that, oh beautiful, oh Satyabhama, bedecked in ornaments and ever controlled by the instructions imparted me, I always devotedly seek the good of my lords. I always seek good of my lords. That whenever I wish, I always wish good for my husbands. जब भी मैं प्रार्थना करती हूँ, I always wish that everything good happens to my husband. I never think ill of my husband. मैं कभी अपने husband के बारे में खराब नहीं सोचती हूँ. Okay. So this is the essence which Draupadi is telling to Satyabhama. This is the essence of the teaching of a chaste wife. that how a wife should be chaste. So this is how we should train our girls at the present society. Training of the girls is very important. So first of all, we should know what Shastras say, what is written in Shastras, what is written in Mahabharata. Then only we can train our girls. Na? अगर हमें ही नहीं पता है कि what are the qualities of a chaste wife, हम कैसे अपने लड़कियों को train करेंगे? So we should first learn ourselves. We should first try to inculcate in our lives. Then the girls will automatically be trained by simply by seeing the mother. अपनी माँ को देखकर definitely, automatically the girls will be trained. Because children have that, the first thing the children learn is by seeing, not by hearing. बच्चे सबसे पहले, the children learn by seeing things, whatever the parents are doing. Okay, so the mother should first inculcate all these values in his life, and automatically, if the daughter is there, she will learn all these things automatically, and after marriage also, she will remember that how her mother used to do, how her mother used to deal with her father, how her mother used to do all the household chores in the house. So automatically the girls will be trained. There is no separate endeavor required. Okay, so this is the thing. Thank you very much. So in the next class, I will try to discuss more things, because there are so many points to discuss regarding this training girls to be perfect wives. So we can keep a second part also, if you desire, if you all wish, we can keep a series of classes based on this, because we have to learn so many things. Okay, if anybody has questions.
Mataji, on this topic, we have too many know on this topic, because we have no training from you. By the mercy of Guru Gauranga, we can learn something.
Yes, definitely, Mataji. Because in Mahabharata, so many things are given regarding Dharma. Actually, Mahabharata is based on Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. It talks about Dharma only. Okay, so from Mahabharata, there are so many stories. Like, for example, story of Nal Damayanti, story of Sakuntala and Dushyant. These all stories comes in Mahabharata. Yayati Maharaj and Devyani. So these all women teach us so many things. We should learn from them, actually, that how we should live. Whatever confusion we are getting in our present situation is because of the lack of training. Because we cannot, because Mataji, see, in the present day world, we cannot find chaste wives. This chastity has now getting depleted, is diminishing. This quality of chastity in women is getting diminishing day by day. So we have to again revive. So by Srila Prabhupada's mercy, we have so many instructions of Srila Prabhupada regarding training of girls and training of women and all that. Okay, so we should, why Prabhupada has written all these things for us, na? That we Krishna, those who are practicing Krishna consciousness, we should imbibe all these qualities in us. अगर हम ही अच्छे मदर या अच्छे वाइफ नहीं दिखेंगे, तो समाज क्या बोलेगा कि देखो, they are practicing Krishna consciousness, they are doing bhakti, but see what kind of wife she is, what kind of mother she is, what kind of daughter she is. So we will set a bad example to the society. हम bad example set करेंगे ना society में. अगर हम ही अच्छी पत्नी, अच्छे माँ, अच्छे बेटियां नहीं बनेंगे, तो what the society will learn? इसी भक्ति करने से ऐसा होता है, भक्त ऐसे होते हैं. So to set a good example in the society also, we should learn all these things. अगर हम भक्त लोग अच्छी मदर, अच्छी वाइफ, अच्छे बेटियां बनेंगे, तो समाज प्रेरणा लेगा. They will be inspired to do bhakti. You see, they are doing bhakti, and so she is such an exemplary wife also. So I should also do bhakti. This we should, and if we are doing, अगर हम भक्ति कर रहे हैं और हम झगड़ा कर रहे हैं घर में और अपने हस्बैंड से सेपरेट हो रहे हैं और अपने बच्चों का ध्यान नहीं रख रहे हैं, तो what the society will learn? Oh, bhakti is useless. We shouldn't do bhakti. Because see, she is doing bhakti, but what? See her house, all unclean. Everything is mesh. So, but for setting good example in the society, also we should do bhakti, Mataji. Okay. So this is also very important for ourselves, for our progress also, and for setting setting example in the society. For both the ways, we should do this. We should follow the dharma. Okay.
And one more thing that you tell कि जब कृष्णा की कथा आती है, भागवतम क्लास होते हैं, तो सभी बहुत इंटरेस्टेड होते हैं, हम कृष्णा के बारे में जानेंगे, कृष्णा के पास्टाइम जानेंगे, गुरु महाराज के बारे में जानेंगे, ये वो। लेकिन जब भी वो स्त्री धर्म या ये स्पेशलाइज कुछ टॉपिक आते हैं महिलाओं के बारे में, दे आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड एट ऑल। मैं देखती हूँ, तो ये इस कारण मॉडर्न एजुकेशन ही है।
Yes, Mataji. That's why I said in the class na, that why it's like hammering on our head when we talk about Stri Dharma. Why we feel irritated? मुझे ये नहीं समझ में आता. We should be more interested. Because see, Mataji, we talk about Krishna Leela, we talk about Dhruv Maharaj, we talk about great personalities. This is all written in Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, well and fine. So what I am talking about, this is also written in Srimad Bhagavatam only.
Yes.
If you see in the 7th canto, you go home and read the 7th canto. All the instructions are given by Narad Muni to Yudhishthira Maharaj. Narad Muni, even though he was a brahmachari, he is giving instructions of how a woman should live, how a chaste woman should live his life, how an ideal woman should live her life, what qualities she should have. Even though Narad Muni is a brahmachari, he has all the knowledge of how ideal householder should live a life. These all instructions are there in Srimad Bhagavatam itself. So why we are getting irritated? We should learn.
Yes.
If we really want to progress spiritually, if we are really sincere that we want to please Krishna, then why we are so adamant not to know things which really please Krishna?
Yes.
That means we don't want to please Krishna. We want to please ourselves. People want to please our senses. Okay, so we should be as we are so enthusiastic to know about Krishna Leela or Krishna's pastimes, similarly, we should be equally enthusiastic to know all these things also. Okay. Krishnangi Mataji, yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Pranam. Thank you
Yes,
for the
Mataji.
class, Mataji. Thank you for the class. All of your classes are very inspirational and your guidance is really nice. Mataji, I had two questions. Firstly, I have some Western devotee friends over here who would like to join next Saturday's class. Will it be in English, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, I will try to give Saturday's class in English because many devotees are there who want to hear my English classes also. So I'm trying
Yes,
that I give some classes in English also. So that's why I keep Monday, Wednesday class in Hindi and Saturday class in English.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, you can make them join. Yes, Mataji. You can send the number and I can, you can send the number. I can add them in the group.
Okay, Mataji. And also, will the recording be on YouTube or
Yes,
Spotify?
Mataji. Yes, Mataji. All the recordings will be there in the YouTube. I will send the link you are in the Vaishnavi Satsanga group?
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Yeah. So all the recordings of the videos will be uploaded there, Mataji.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yes, Pitambara Mataji. पूछिए Mataji. हिंदी में पूछिए. No problem. कोई हिंदी में पूछना चाहता है तो हिंदी में भी पूछ सकते हैं.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी.
कोई क्वेश्चन कोई माताजी हिंदी में. कोई माताजी हिंदी में पूछना.
हाँ माताजी, जैसे धर्म के जो कुछ पॉइंट्स थे तो हमारी बच्चियों को हम समझा चाहते हैं ना, लेकिन मालूम नहीं वो लोग जब इसके साथ खेलते हैं बाहर निकलते फिर भी वो अपनी दुनिया में ही आ जाते. जैसे बोला जाए कि आपको ऐसे बड़ी आवाज में हंसना नहीं है, लाउडली, ऐसे थोड़ा ऐसे नॉर्मल वे में चलना चाहिए, लेकिन घर पे हाँ सब वेल ट्रेनिंग तरह बिहेव करते हैं, लेकिन कभी कभी बाहर जाते बच्चों के साथ फिर से खेलना हुआ है तो एकदम फिर से जैसे है ऐसे स्वभाव के अनुसार वो अपना बिहेव कर देते हैं. कभी कभी तो शर्म आ जाती है कि कैसे ये लोग बिहेव कर रहे हैं, कितनी समझाओ करो, वो जोर जोर से हंसना, ये सब ऐसा हो जाता है. तो कौन सी राइट एज होती है कि बच्चे मतलब लड़कियां ऐसे खुद समझेगी क्या होगा, ऐसा ऐसा भी लगता है.
यस माधुरी. क्या माधुरी जैसे हरे कृष्णा.
हाँ माताजी.
हरे कृष्णा।
हाँ, आवाज आ रहा था जी।
Why my voice is echoing? I don't know. Okay. Okay, तो इसमें क्या है माता जी कि जैसे श्रीमद् भागवतम में ही बताया गया, जैसे प्रहलाद महाराज बताते कौमारा माचरित प्राज्ञ, 5 साल की उम्र में से भक्ति शुरू कर देना चाहिए। ओके, ट्रेनिंग शुड स्टार्ट। ओके, नाउ एज वी आर गिविंग ट्रेनिंग, ट्रेनिंग विल रिक्वायर सम टाइम। ट्रेनिंग तो हम दे रहे हैं, जैसे कुछ भी बनने के लिए, my voice is माधुरी सुनाई दे रहा है आपको?
हाँ हाँ माता जी, अच्छे से सुनाई।
yes. तो माता जी आपको समझ, जैसे हम ट्रेनिंग देते हैं, is my voice echoing?
Yes, Mataji, your voice is echoing. The other Mataji, you can mute so that Shampriya Mataji is echoing.
Please mute yourself. दूसरे माता जी प्लीज म्यूट करिए। यस, ओके। नाउ हम देखते हैं माता जी भौतिक संसार में भी जैसे ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है, भक्ति में भी ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है, पर ट्रेनिंग देकर तुरंत वो व्यक्ति परफेक्ट हो जाता है ऐसा तो नहीं होता। हम इवन भक्ति में भी हम देखते हैं, भक्ति की बात करते चलिए, भक्ति में भी हमें ट्रेनिंग दी जाती है, हम लोग की ट्रेनिंग होती है कि हमें जपा करना है, ठीक है, हमें बताया जाए कि जपा ऐसे करना है, जपा में बात नहीं करना है, जपा में माइंड को कंसंट्रेट करना है, सुनने का प्रयास करना है, और सेवा में जैसे गार्लन बनाना है तो इस प्रकार से गार्लन भगवान के लिए बना, इस प्रकार की ट्रेनिंग हमें भक्ति में दी जाती है। तो क्या ट्रेनिंग मिलने के बाद, नॉलेज मिलने के बाद हम तुरंत परफेक्ट हो जाते हैं? नहीं हो पाते। हम कितने सालों से कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस में जपा कर रहे हैं, 16 माला जप एवरीडे कर रहे हैं, हमने कितने सारे जपा सेशंस अटेंड किए हैं और जपा में परफेक्शन ट्रेन होने के लिए अभ्यास किया है, तो क्या हम परफेक्ट हो गए हैं? नहीं हो पाए हैं, अभी भी ट्रेनिंग चल रही है, ट्रेनिंग हमारी जारी है, और जो ज्ञान हमें ट्रेनिंग से प्राप्त हुआ है उसको इम्प्लीमेंट करना, उसको अभ्यास भी जारी है, पर उसमें अभी परफेक्शन प्राप्त नहीं किए हैं। ठीक है, ये भक्ति का हो गया। अभी हम उस पॉइंट पे आते हैं कि आप बोले कि लड़कियों को हम ट्रेन करते हैं कि जोर से मत हंसो। ओके, अभी ये लड़कियां 6-7 साल की है एंड दिस इज द राइट एज टू गिव देम ट्रेनिंग। आप ग्रेजुअली देखेंगे जब लड़कियां 10-12 साल की हो जाती है, नाउ एट द एज ऑफ 10 to 12 years, Prabhupada says that at the age of 10 to 12 years, and especially girls में बॉयज से जल्दी मैच्योरिटी आने लग जाती है, गर्ल्स में बॉयज से जल्दी मैच्योरिटी आती है, और जब 10 to 12 years की वो होती है तो उनको सेपरेशन, मतलब जो ऑपोजिट जेंडर से सेपरेशन, वो अपने आप ही, अगर हमने उसको वैल्यूज दिया है तो अपने आप ही सेपरेशन रखने लग जाती है। ओके, तो जब वो बड़ी होती है तो ये सब जो वैल्यूज हमने दिया है कि जोर से मत हंसना, ये सब वो शायद अभी नहीं कर पा रही होगी, पूरी तरह से नहीं लागू कर पा रही होगी। हम ट्रेनिंग दे रहे हैं फिर भी पूरी तरह से नहीं कर पा रही होगी, पर डेफिनेटली जब वो बड़ी होगी, जब 12-13 साल की, और स्पेशली एट द टाइम ऑफ प्यूबर्टी, वो एट द टाइम ऑफ प्यूबर्टी लॉट ऑफ हार्मोनल चेंजेस गोज इन द बॉडी ऑफ अ गर्ल। ओके, एट दैट टाइम जो भी ट्रेनिंग, जो भी वैल्यूज हमने उसको दिया है, वो उस समय भी शायद उसको परफेक्शन से नहीं कर पाएगी, नहीं कर पा रही हो, पर वो वैल्यूज डेफिनेटली उसके जीवन में उसको काम आएंगे। ओके, जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल हमारे जीवन में देख लें, जैसे पर्सनली मैं अपने लाइफ का एग्जांपल बताती हूँ कि हमारे जो पेरेंट्स हैं वो लोग कृष्णा कॉन्शियस तो नहीं थे, पहले से भक्ति में नहीं थे, पर हमारे घर में पहले से थोड़ा ट्रेडिशनल कल्चर रहा है, जैसे कपड़े पहनना में, और जैसे मेरे बड़े भाई हैं तो उनके सामने कभी शॉर्ट स्कर्ट्स वगैरह नहीं पहना, स्कर्ट भी पहना तो लॉन्ग पहना, कभी ऐसे कपड़े नहीं पहने जो मतलब चीप लगते हो। ओके, तो इस प्रकार से मेरे मम्मी ने पहले से ऐसा कल्चर घर में मेंटेन किया है कि जैसे बड़े भाई हो तो उनके सामने आर्ग्यूमेंट नहीं करना, कुछ भी बोले तो उनको मानना, तो इस प्रकार के वैल्यूज, तो वो सब जो वैल्यूज जो बचपन में दिए गए, वो भक्ति में आने के बाद भी वो वैल्यूज अभी भी हम लोग, इवन जब मेरे पेरेंट्स ने मुझे हॉस्टल में डाला, पढ़ने के लिए भेजा, तो भी बहुत सारी लड़कियों को मैं देखा कि वो गर्ल्स बॉयज मिक्सिंग वगैरह, पर जो वैल्यूज मेरे बचपन में मेरी माँ ने मुझे दिए, जो ट्रेडिशनल वैल्यूज, भक्ति के नहीं, जो ट्रेडिशनल, वो हमेशा मुझे अपने जीवन में काम आए। हमेशा, कभी डिस्पाइट की पूरा एक्सपोजर था उस समय हॉस्टल में कि हम लोग बॉयज से मिंगल हो सकते हैं, खुलेआम बात कर सकते हैं, कॉलेज में भी पूरी फैसिलिटी ओपन फील्ड था जहां बॉयफ्रेंड्स बना सकते हैं, फिर भी क्योंकि कल्चर ऐसा मिला है और ऐसे वैल्यूज मेरी माँ ने पहले से मुझे दिया था, तो वो चीज हमेशा मेरे साथ काम आए, नेवर बी डिड लाइक दिस। तो इसीलिए शायद बचपन में बच्चे छोटे होते हैं, वो लोग को ट्रेनिंग पीरियड में होते हैं, पर ये जो वैल्यूज आप बचपन में जो दे रहे हैं माता जी, जो अपनी लड़कियों को, वो डेफिनेटली वो बड़े होके वो वैल्यूज उनके जीवन में वो इनकलकेट करेंगे 100%। ओके, तो आप ऐसा मत सोचिए कि अरे अभी तो मैंने इसको कितनी बार बोला कि इसको हंसो मत पब्लिक, तो भी वो कर देती है, बिकॉज शी स्मॉल ना। जब वो बड़ी होगी उसका 100% वो आपके वैल्यूज जो थी वो डेफिनेटली उसको काम आएगा, उसके जीवन में, उसके मैरिटल जीवन में, उसके शादी के बाद, क्योंकि वो वैल्यूज बचपन के दिए हुए वैल्यू, तब दैट्स व्हाई प्रभुपाद सेज ना कि ट्रेनिंग ऑफ गर्ल्स इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एक्चुअली। ये सोसाइटी आज क्यों ऐसा हो गया है, क्योंकि पहले ये सब स्वाभाविक था, जैसे अभी हमारे समय में ये सब चीजें, ये मेरे मतलब पहले ट्रेडिशनल इन इंडियन हाउस अगर हम देखें इंडिया में, सभी के घर में ये सब कल्चर ऑटोमेटिकली फॉलो होता था। ऐसे कोई ऐसा नहीं था कि उसके लिए कोई ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम में गए हैं या कोई लेक्चर अटेंड किया है या तो फिर कोई बुक्स पढ़ी है, नहीं, मेरे मम्मी ऑलरेडी ट्रेडिशनल कल्चर से आई है और ऑटोमेटिकली वो अपनी बेटियों को ट्रेडिशनल कल्चर सिखाती थी और ये कल्चर ऑलरेडी घर में रहता था, इसीलिए गर्ल्स की ट्रेनिंग अलग से होती ही नहीं थी, कोई जरूरत नहीं, क्योंकि वो अपने आप अपनी माँ से सीख जाती थी। दैट्स व्हाट प्रभुपाद सेज कि द गर्ल्स आर ट्रेन्ड बाय देयर मदर एंड आफ्टर मैरिज द गर्ल्स आर ट्रेन्ड बाय देयर मदर इन लॉ, क्योंकि जल्दी शादी कर देते थे, ज्यादा उस समय शादियां जल्दी होती थी, तो लड़कियों की शादियों के बाद उनको कौन ट्रेन करेगा, तो उनकी मदर इन लॉ ट्रेन करती थी। तो दिस इज हाउ द ट्रेनिंग गोज। सो डेफिनेटली आप ट्रेन कर रहे हैं, तो जब वो थोड़ा और बड़ी होगी तो जो भी वैल्यूज आपने सिखाया है वो डेफिनेटली उसके जीवन में काम आएगा, देयर इज नो डाउट अबाउट इट। ओके,
ओके माता जी, मतलब हमारी ओर से मिशन चालू रखना है, एक ना
यस
एक
माता
धीरे
जी,
धीरे।
यस माता जी, आपको अपना मिशन, आपको अपना ट्रेनिंग पूरा चालू रखना है, उसमें आपको कोई उसमें आपको कोई वो नहीं रखना है, आप अपना पूरा जो आप स्त्री धर्म के पूरे स्टोरीज उसको पहले से, ऑल दी स्टोरी शुड बी लाइक ऑन हर टिप्स। आजकल हम किसी को बोलेंगे कि तुम्हें देवहूति की स्टोरी पता है, तो बोलेंगे देवहूति ये कौन थी, मुझे तो यही नहीं पता कि देवहूति कौन थी। बट हमारे, अगर हम कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस में आ चुके हैं और उसके बावजूद हम अपने लड़कियों को इस प्रकार के स्टोरीज, जो चेस्ट लेडीज की स्टोरीज नहीं सुनाते हैं, सो दैट इज आवर बिग फेलियर। हमें सुनाना चाहिए अपनी लड़कियों को इस प्रकार के स्टोरीज, वी शुड गिव देम सच नॉलेज, ताकि ये सब स्टोरीज वो हमेशा ध्यान रखेगी एट एवरी पॉइंट ऑफ लाइफ, दिस टाइप ऑफ दिस चेस्टिटी, दिस फेथफुलनेस टू द हस्बैंड, क्योंकि हर समय ये भौतिक संसार में सिचुएशन सेम तो नहीं रहेगा ना, अप्स एंड डाउन्स विल बी देयर। इसके जीवन में, बेटियों के जीवन को शादी करेंगे, अप्स एंड डाउन्स विल ऑलवेज बी, बिकॉज दिस इज मटेरियल वर्ल्ड। पर ये जो वैल्यूज जो आपने बचपन से उसको दिया है वो डेफिनेटली उसके जीवन में पूरा जीवन काम आएगी। ओके, दैट्स व्हाई जो गर्ल्स है उसको ट्रेनिंग घर में करना बहुत जरूरी है। दिस इज ऑल्सो व्हाट गुरु महाराज वेरी मच लाइक, कि गर्ल्स की ट्रेनिंग अच्छे से घर में हो, एंड दैट ऑल डिपेंड्स अपॉन द मदर।
ओके माता जी, थैंक यू।
यस, हरे कृष्णा। यस श्वेता माता जी, श्वेता माता, यस मैम।
ये जो पल्लू के बारे में मेरा थोड़ा क्वेश्चन था कि ये पल्लू एक अनमैरिड माता जी हर टाइम ले सकते हैं?
कवरिंग द हेड जनरली मैरिड लेडीज के लिए बताया गया है, जो कवरिंग द हेड जैसे ऐसे कवर जो करते हैं वो जनरली मैरिड लेडीज के लिए बताया, अनमैरिड गर्ल्स के लिए कंपलसरी नहीं है। स्टिल अगर वो करती है, कवर करती है, तो देयर इज नो मतलब कोई फॉल्ट नहीं है कि अगर वो कर लिया तो उसने, पर इट्स नॉट कंपलसरी फॉर अनमैरिड गर्ल्स, क्योंकि हाँ फिर भी अगर उसको हेड कवर सिखाया जाता है तो इट्स जस्ट अ ट्रेनिंग कि वो शादी के बाद अपना हेड पराये पुरुषों के सामने कवर करे। दैट इज अ गुड कल्चर एक्चुअली, एज अ रेस्पेक्टेबल लेडी जो होती है वो हमेशा पराये पुरुषों के सामने अपना हेड कवर करके रखती है। तो पर इट्स नॉट कंपलसरी फॉर अनमैरिड गर्ल्स, अनमैरिड गर्ल्स के लिए कंपलसरी नहीं है। प्रभुपाद बताते हैं अपने बुक्स में कि पहले एक स्त्री को देखकर उसके जो किस प्रकार से वो ड्रेस करती है वो देखकर उस स्त्री का पोजीशन जज कर लिया जाता था। पहले जमाने में लोग स्त्रियों से पूछा नहीं करते थे कि आर यू मैरिड, आर यू नॉट मैरिड, आर यू विडो। जस्ट बाय सीइंग द ड्रेसिंग ऑफ द वुमेन, उस स्त्री का ड्रेसिंग देखकर व्यक्ति जज कर लेता था कि उसका क्या पोजीशन है। जैसे इफ द गर्ल इज नॉट कवरिंग द हेड तो समझ जाते थे कि शी इज नॉट मैरिड। इफ द गर्ल हैज कवर्ड, इफ द वुमन हैज कवर्ड हर हेड एंड पुट द सिंदूर, बिंदी, एवरीथिंग नाइसली ड्रेस, तो जज करते थे कि उसके हस्बैंड उसके साथ है और उसके पास ही रहते हैं, उसके साथ ही रहते हैं मतलब। और अगर कभी कोई स्त्री को देखते थे कि वो अच्छे से ड्रेस नहीं हुई है, उसकी साड़ी ऐसे वैसे है, खराब से पहनी है और तैयार नहीं हुई है, तो जज करते थे कि उसका हस्बैंड घर पे नहीं है, उसका हस्बैंड थोड़े दिनों के लिए बाहर गया है। दिस इज हाउ दे जज, जस्ट बाय सीइंग द लेडी ड्रेस अप, बाय सीइंग द लेडीज ड्रेस अप दे जज। ओके, एंड नाउ अगर जैसे कोई लेडी व्हाइट साड़ी पहनती थी और एकदम बिल्कुल नो ड्रेस, नो ऑर्नामेंट्स, नो क्या बोलते हैं डेकोरेशन ऑन द फेस, दो कुछ भी नहीं करती थी, समझ जाते थे शी इज अ विडो। ओके, so this is how by the women's dressing a person can judge if she is married, unmarried, or husband is near, husband is far, like that. Okay. We can have some classes on women dressing also. हम लोग women dressing पे भी अभी आज ही मैं actually रामायण में पढ़ रही थी how Sita used to look. सीता के ड्रेसिंग स्टाइल और सीता का बॉडली फीचर्स कैसा था, because she is a very beautiful lady ना. So how Sita used to look. Today only I studied in Ramayana. कि सीता कैसी दिखती थी, कैसे ड्रेसअप होती थी. I can send in the group if somebody wants.
Yes, Mataji. Please share. And Mataji,
Yes,
please take class on tolerance.
Yes. On Mataji?
On मतलब tolerance.
Tolerance. Yes, Mataji. Okay. So anybody has question now, or shall we leave? You will get the recording
Yes,
of this class.
Mataji, I have a question.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, Mataji. Jadav.
Yes,
Jadav,
yes.
Mataji. Yes, ma'am.
नहीं माही नाम है माताजी।
क्या नाम है आपका?
ऐसे तो महिमा नाम है, लेकिन घर में सब मुझे माही बुलाते हैं, तो मैंने आईडी भी माही से डाल दी है।
ओके ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम, बोलिए माताजी।
ओके, तो मैं ये बोल रही थी कि गर्ल्स ऐसे साड़ी पहन सकती है?
यस माताजी, यस, साड़ी क्यों नहीं पहन सकती गर्ल्स? दे कैन वेयर साड़ी, साड़ी इज ट्रेडिशनल। लड़कियां साड़ी पहनना चाहिए, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। दे कैन वियर साड़ी इन द टेम्पल एंड दिस इज ट्रेडिशनल ड्रेस। साड़ी दे कैन डेफिनेटली वेयर, नो प्रॉब्लम माताजी।
और
लड़कियां
आपने जैसे कि बताया कि हेड कवर मैरिड गर्ल्स मैरिड
क्या है माताजी? दूसरा ये समझना श्रेयता माताजी, आप भी सुनिए, और माही माताजी, इसमें क्या है कि कई बार हम लोग ड्रेस कोड, अब जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल एक्चुअली ड्रेस कोड चेंज बाय रीजन, ऐसे हम लोग ड्रेसिंग को एक स्टैम्प नहीं लगा सकते, समझ रहे हैं? जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल इफ वी गो साउथ इंडिया, अगर आप साउथ इंडिया में जाएंगे, साउथ इंडिया कल्चर को सर्च करेंगे, मतलब उसका रिसर्च करेंगे, तो वहां पे हेड कवरिंग इज डन बाय विडोज। ओके, और ऐसे इन जनरल लेडीज को आप देखेंगे तो हेड कवर नहीं करेगी, और वहां पे थोड़ा डिफरेंट कल्चर मनाया, मतलब वो लोग क्या डिफरेंट थोड़ा कल्चर। तो समटाइम्स ड्रेसिंग इज लाइक इट मे वेरी फ्रॉम कल्चर टू कल्चर। लाइक आप जैसे पंजाब में जाएंगे तो पंजाब में साड़ी का नहीं है, दे गेट मैरिड बाय सूट, सूट होते हैं उनके, पंजाबी सूट पहनते हैं वो लोग, और इस प्रकार का ड्रेसिंग है। तो इस प्रकार से हम लोग बहुत इसको एक स्टैम्प नहीं लगा सकते माता जी, वी कैन नॉट पुट अ स्टैम्प कि हाँ ये कल्चर। समटाइम्स कल्चर आल्सो मैटर्स, जैसे उसके एंसेस्टर्स क्या पहनते थे, व्हाट द कल्चर दे बिलोंग टू, ये भी आजकल ये भी कुछ हद तक मैटर करता है। ओके माही माता जी, समझ रहे हैं? मतलब एक कल्चर है जो शास्त्रों में दिया गया है कि अ मैरिड वुमन शुड कवर द